Okay. Take a minute to do a mic check. Okay. Take a minute to do a mic check. Mic check. Successful. Alright. Well, let's slump right into this. Cool, he's got his jacket on.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
If it'll ever
Look after Mrs. Hudson for us, Toby.
be something that's relevant. Cool. Alright. Guess I'm assuming that most of the that stuff is that's gonna be just used for that, for kind of making sure what previously has happened in the game. I'm assuming I'm supposed to try to find a phone. Is that what he's saying? Call a cab? Like, I don't know if they had phones or not.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
I don't think they did. by calling a cab, he probably just meant flag one down. It's interesting how words change their meaning due to the stuff used. But right there, they do have telephone lines right there. Or at least, what you call it, I can't remember what the Morse code thing is called right now. It'll come to me in a minute. Words like evading me.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Good. So solve the mystery of the vanished train.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Well, the thing that makes the most sense would be that anything that was perceived to be the train was not the train. And the train was already gone prior to it. But reasoning for doing that kind of a misleading type of thing doesn't make any sense currently.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible. Is it, Holmes? This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. A discarded item, possibly thrown. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Deep bottle. Because, telegraph? Telegraph? Is that what it is? These things are telegraph lines? I think that's the word I was looking for. Sounds right. So I'm seeing one of those cart things that go on the track where you pump it, seesaw pump it, with someone having a bright enough lamp on the front of it, and I don't know if I recall hearing any sounds beyond that. If there is a whistle or not, that could be replicated as well. Pretty
Good
simple.
morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
One thing that intrigues me, though, is the bottle that was back there, left by the people that were doing the kind of thing, that setup I'm talking about. The other thing is this is kind of far-fetched, but the bottle could be used to maybe make a whistle sound. I don't know if it would work well enough, though. Thing is it would make sense if someone wanted people to be looking elsewhere not further down the track, not in between the track. If they think the train disappeared at the station, then they won't go anywhere else. PlayStation thought I said at PlayStation because I said at the station. It's funny. Okay, let's check this out though. Obviously that. Traditional timepiece. It's got a style of a button hook. Married. Switch of Earth.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
See you later, my good man.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Is this the waiting hall?
This map will be useful.
Alright. Let's take a look here. Can't move around on it, which is kind of weird. There looks to be a weird path that diverts off. Couple of paths. Thing is, and working somewhere for a long time can be connected to loyalty or the opposite. If he's been what word does my brain want to use? Bereaved? That is true too.
This part is probably from a locomotive.
There's appears to be a lantern.
An
Bell.
old locomotive bell.
But that's what we heard is a bell.
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear? Holmes, how...
Railway post bags. A telegraph.
Oh. So no phones, just telegraphs.
a new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson. Here is the train set.
The whole train just disappeared.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
Delayed. More delay. And also a the information were provided could have been provided by anyone that knew how to send the message. Like one of these guys. It's a good example of what I'm talking about. That would have been used. The tricky thing though is where did the train go? The only way that I can see moving a whole train would be to have something that the train drove on to, or would kind of go onto some pseudo rails that had a sidecar that could lift it up and off, or it's already elevated. The train would be placed onto a thing, but the thing is to have a side thing to actually take the full weight and then to drive it away from here seems tricky. It would make more sense that it's in between here and there. Still.
Railway post bags. Railway post bags.
There was a post which whatever that was valuable could have been dropped off in post somehow. I don't know if they do the whole what do you call it, like mail bag thing that catches stuff or whatever.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Kind of is red? We're close, huh? Cheap ticket. Married.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
Spanish and snake eyes? So you being confused ethnically there? Because if he's referring to snake eyes from just being grumpy, or if he's talking about a slit in their eye, which doesn't make any sense one direction, but the other direction would be Asian descent. So I doubt he would confuse one over the other.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Director's board? Electricity.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazas Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean Company.
Let's see here. Okay, so he's the reason why. Seems like that's a distraction to get him off the train so they could steal it. Whoever they are. Could be more expansive than that though. The bars. These guys may be connected to the does this show me? Where's dialogue? No dialogue from Minecraft.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
It's a scandal. An absolute outrage.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions. Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did. And I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
I see.
Wish I could access this information while in that mode.
A telegraph.
Let's see here.
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did. And I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Yeah, someone else entered that information in.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
So, maybe a whole fraud intent.
Don't touch anything, please.
So with this implied, he's probably in on it.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
It's a scandal. An absolute outrage.
This grip sack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course. Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. We should study them carefully.
This is intriguing.
An exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
Let's see here. What's going on?
I will not move from here until I
Don't touch anything, please.
I will not move from here.
It's a scandal. An absolute outrage.
Locked.
This bin is full of empty bottles. This bin is full of empty bottles.
A fishing advertisement.
More bottles.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Is he drunk? They're tired.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
Huh? What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions. Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Saw that. Did a good job with that.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted. A telegraph.
So the misspelling could be due to his being drunk and blacked out. But because of the disappearance of the train's involvement, seems like it's probably deals with disappearance of what happened and whatnot. Ah.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Why? Nothing to be confused about. You can take a handcart, thing like this, and put a light and a whistle on it. Or create a whistle with a bottle or something else.
A handcar wheelbase.
So it could have passed by here. Most likely did. They actually used that handcart and then took it apart to make it look like it. They only would have to take it down the rest of the way and then back again. Or leave it at the other station. So there's one that was more placed.
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock. These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them.
They've buried a train? Or just the, that doesn't make any sense to bury a train.
Railway post bags.
The device would make sense to be buried. I suppose it is that device.
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, it might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
You want to lift? The edge of the railway? So, sounds like they were diverting something or doing something.
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink. And whatever it was, it had a kick to it. They wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
I had thought that... I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
So they did something to a track where they do it and then cover their tracks. So silly. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway of one of the stations. Keep in mind, so they... let's see here. They ended up doing that, elevating it. Tried to do something weird. That one's confusing to me. I'm not sure exactly what he's meaning by that. Alright, I need to take a break. Let's see here. I'm just streaming. I may hop back on a little bit later, but. Let's see if I can't push a checkpoint real quick though by traveling somewhere. Cool. Oh, we shall see.